Hey everyone, Jason here from Musical Smoke Productions, and in today's video I'm going to uh, teach you guys a little bit about workflow routing and busing basic track stacks in Logic Pro. If you're anything like me, organization is pretty much the key to success, and if I'm not organized, I typically don't really get very good results. So in my last video, I showed you how to take a project from iOS GarageBand and move it over into Mac OS GarageBand, and from there into Logic. So here we are. We're in Logic Pro right now. This is one of the songs that I moved over from my iPad from GarageBand, and now here we are in Logic Pro. Now, one thing that you're going to notice as I kind of look through this, this can be kind of confusing and a bit overwhelming. All my tracks are here, all my sounds are here. Everything that was there from GarageBand on my iPad has made it over, but it looks a little different, and I'm seeing all these different plugins. I'm seeing buses over here, and if this is your first time doing this, it's probably a bit overwhelming, and we're not really sure what to make of all of this. So my suggestion to you is leave everything the way that it is, and just try to organize your workflow so you can make sense of some of the other things that are now appearing in Logic that you maybe did not see before. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hopefully do this fairly quickly. Again, this is just mostly organizational, just to improve your workflow and to create some basic busing and some track stacks. And I'll explain that along the way as we go. All right, so first things first, let's see what we've got here. I'm going to solo each one of these tracks. I'm going to get rid of that up there. And just take a listen and see what we've got here. This is an old song, by the way, so I'm planning to remix it for my my EP coming up, but I am so not sure what we're about to hear here, because again, like I said, this is an older song. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Oh yeah. We're going to fix a lot of those clicks and pops in another video. But basically, this is an electric guitar. So I'm going to go ahead and just rename this Electric Guitar 1. Okay. What do we got here in this next one? We'll solo that, see what we got. Okay, sounds like we've got another electric guitar. Okay, and again, we may be retracking, remixing. We might be deleting some of these. This is more of a demo stage song right now than anything else. But again, it gives you kind of a good idea how to improve your workflow and get things organized. Okay, so we know that this is electric guitar 1, electric guitar 2. What do we have here? All right, that sounds like it's an acoustic guitar. All right, well, look at that. It is an acoustic guitar. I already named that one. All right, so we're going to call this acoustic guitar 1. All right, and see what we got here. All right, we got some sloppy bass playing there. That sounds like it's plucked. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's definitely picked. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say that this is plucked bass, and this one here appears to be picked. All right. Okay, so let's see. This all looks like percussion. Yeah, percussion, drums, percussion, more brushes. All right, so this all appears to be percussion or drum set. That looks like drum set, so I'm going to move that down. Again, just trying to organize this. You'll see why here in a second. I'm about to show you a really cool trick. I just want to make sure that all looks like vocal stuff. Okay, this is probably some kind of percussion stuff going on here. Yep. All right, so I'm going to move this up here. Okay, along with the other percussion items. Let's see, what else do we got? SoCal. I wonder what SoCal is. I think that was a cymbal. Some kind of a hi-hat or a cymbal. All right, so we're going to move that up. Okay. And let's see. Okay, this I remember. These are finger cymbals that I recorded. They're actual finger cymbals that I have. Here we go. That was fun to record. I'm going to move that up. Okay. Do I have any more percussion stuff going on here? I don't think so. All right. So what's really cool about this now, all right, I think I have all my instruments labeled and organized by their track name. All right. Once again, I've got all different kinds of plugins, all kinds of crazy stuff going on here. I don't even want to open the mixer window, but I'll do it just to make a point here. Yeah, this can be really confusing. This mixer window, whoa, look at all that. Okay, we're going to need to break this down and make sense of all this stuff. Okay, and we will. But you're going to see bus 1, bus 2. Again, this is all stuff that we never had to deal with in GarageBand before. We probably don't even know what half of it means or what half of it does. We're going to break all that down and explain it. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create some track stacks. And this is going to, again, help us stay organized, and it's going to help us kind of understand how busing works. Busing is just a way of routing things, all right? Think of it like saving files on a computer. You put them in a folder, and you name that folder, and within that folder you have all your files, and you can organize them how you want, by title or by number. Really, it works the same way inside of your DAW, inside of Logic. Okay, so I'm going to show you how this works. All right, so over here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight both of these electric guitar parts. Okay, I know that these electric guitar parts, I'm going to want to work on them. I want to keep them organized. I might want to change the processing. I might want to re-record things. Once I've done that, I might want to apply processing to both guitar parts. Okay, I may want to put effects on these guitar parts. And there's an easier way to do it than just adding plugin after plugin after plugin. Okay, which we're getting to. But for now, let's go ahead and right-click on this. And out of all these options here, you're going to go down to where it says Create Track Stack. All right, so you're going to click on that. And you could simply place this into a folder, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But I prefer using a summing stack. All right, so basically what the summing stack is going to do is it's going to allow me to have more control over both of these tracks. It's going to allow me to add processing to both of those tracks. There's a whole lot that we can do. We can submix them. We can better organize them. So we're going to go ahead and create a summing stack. Now you're going to see right here that it puts it in a folder. Okay. And right now the name of that folder is called Sum1. All right. Well, we are going to change that to electric guitars. All right. So now I can click on that little arrow, and everything that was underneath there is now summed to this one stack. Okay. If we look at our mixer window, we can see right here there's nothing. There's no plugins. There's no processing. There's nothing. All right. But when I go like this, within that folder, we now have our guitar parts. All right. So that's pretty cool. So now what I can do is I can solo just the electric guitars up here, and they will play. Nothing else will. So you're going to hear the center track. You're going to hear the track panned right. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Um, so I'm going to do that now for each of these other tracks. All right, acoustic guitar we're going to leave by itself because I don't have another acoustic track yet. I will probably record one at some point. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the bass tracks here. So I'm going to create a track stack. I'm going to leave it as a summing stack, and I'm going to call this bass. Okay. All right, so now I've got another track stack there. Again, if I solo it, ooh, that's some sloppy playing right there, guys. But don't worry, I will fix it. All right, so there we've got electric guitars, we got acoustic guitar 1, we got bass. All right, now we've got some drum set stuff here. So I think I actually have 2 different drum set parts. Let me just make sure of that before I go on. Yep. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and highlight those 2. I'm going to create a track stack, summing stack. All right, and we're going to call this drum set. Okay, and this was all percussion stuff here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of that, including my MIDI files. All right, you'll see most of this is just audio file stuff. I've got a couple of MIDI parts there. But I'm going to create a track stack, and what's cool about this is it will include your MIDI files as part of your track stack. You can later change that. You can make those MIDI files into audio files. You can do a whole lot there. But for now, I'm just going to call this track stack percussion. All right, cool. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 track stacks, and you're going to see this is actually really simplified my mixing window here, okay? So I can kind of, I can expand that if I want to. This is where the bulk of most of the confusion is going to come from, I'm sure, is all this vocal stuff that we've got written down. Oh, it looks like we've got a couple more instrument tracks here. Oh, yeah, okay. So we've got we've got my dad's accordion part that he recorded for me. This is a real special song because my dad, who was, well, not only a great dad, he was a band director, a music teacher, and an exceptional accordion player, an accordionist. And I was really excited when I asked him if he would play accordion on one of my songs, and he did. So we partnered up, and he wrote an accordion part and recorded it for me, and it was just a really great memory and a good time for us. So I'm excited to share that with you. Let's take a quick listen here, make sure we've got accordion. Okay, so there's one part. All right, so there's my dad playing his accordion. So there's actually 2 separate parts here. I'm going to go ahead and create a track stack and just call it Dad's Accordion. Oh my goodness, what just happened here? I think I accidentally opened up something. That happens all the time in Logic. Yeah, I opened up my automation window on accident. Whoops. All right, so we're going to go ahead and title this track stack Dad's Accordion. And underneath there, we've got another track stack that we're going to make. And he created a solo for me over here. It's really cool, so we're going to solo that. All right. He is awesome, isn't he? All right, so we're going to go ahead and create another track stack there, and we're going to call this Dad's Accordion Solo. All right. Okay, now what's cool about this is I can move the whole stack around. You know, I can move this track stack up here with my other ones if I wanted to just keep all the instruments together and the vocals, you know, kind of on their own thing. And again, everyone is going to have their own organizational preference, and that's certainly fine. I have my own organizational preference. I'll cover that in another video when I talk a little bit about templates and how to make templates and things like that. But again, let's kind of stick to the subject here, and that is just doing some basic workflow routing, okay? And I'll show you some busing ideas at the end of the video. All right, so we've got some vocal things going on here, and I think I organized this by verses and choruses. I'm pretty sure that's how I did it. And that's how I did things at the time. And I do things a little bit differently now. So I'm going to kind of adjust this a little bit. And okay, so I've got lead vocals, lead vocals, lead vocals. Okay, this is a harmony. So I'm going to move my harmony vocals together. Those are harmonies. That's a harmony. This is the lead vocal. Okay. All right. These down here are actually, this is my son that I recorded.
Well, I'm very sad. Is this really happening?
Yeah, this is when he was just a little guy. He's taller than I am now, so it's amazing what can happen in a couple years. So I know that these 3 tracks here are him.
Well, I'm very sad now.
We have some effects going on there, and I think he's at the end there too. Yep, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a track stack for him. And I'm just going to call this T-Dog Vocals or Vox. All right, so I've got that organized into a track stack. All right, the family haze here. This was my 3 kids creating, just giving me some good old-fashioned haze in the background. There we go. So that was fun. I'm going to call them. There we are. Family haze. All right, cool. And let's see what else we got here. I'm going to try getting more of the. Okay, so we've got. Okay, those are the lead vocals, more harmonies. What do we have going on here? I think this is another lead.
Step into the light.
Oh boy.
Dream in shades of white.
A lot of auto-tune, guys. A lot of auto-tune back in the day. That was something that I used a lot of. All right, so we're going to just do some basic routing here. I'm going to solo this, make sure this is all together.
Now it's time for bed.
All right, so these are the verse vocals. So I am going to go ahead. I'm not going to bother retitling them right now because I want to save some time on our video here. I can go back and do that later. We're going to call this verse box. All right, so that is good to go. Now these 3 down here, I'm pretty sure these are harmonies for my verses.
Shades of red.
Yep. Okay, so these here are verse harmonies. So we're going to create another track stack. We're going to call them verse harmony box. All right, and we're going to call these lead, verse lead box. All right, going through this quickly now. All right, what do we have here? Hard tune, lead vocal. I don't even know what this is.
Ooh, ah, oh.
All right, so we're going to call that oohs and ohs. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Moving right down the line. Okay, so now we've got, is that a blank track? I wouldn't doubt it if it is. Nope, there's something going on over here, so let's find out what it is.
Oh, ooh, wow.
All right, more oohs and ohs. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just lump that together. It's surprising that I found that by itself there, but again, long time ago, did things differently, sometimes without thinking much about, you know, again, at the time, these were just demos. So I never thought in a million years that I'd be sitting here doing a YouTube video tutorial on how to do any of this stuff. But like I said, over time, you learn a lot of things, and I just want to share what I've learned with you guys, and hopefully maybe it helps some of you guys. Maybe one day you guys are going to put out an EP or an album or something like that, and this will come in handy. All right, let's check out these next.
Step into the
All right, this is a chorus.
light. Dream in shades of white.
All right, so I've got some harmonies in there as well. So this is going to be chorus, lead, vox. And down here, this is chorus, harmony, vox. And I'm not going to put that in a track stack because it appears those are kind of isolated. All right, so what do we have going down here? This appears to be...
I still cling on to the best parts of our past.
That's the bridge of the song.
I grew up way too fast.
All right, so we've got bridge, lead, vox, and bridge, harmony, vox. Okay, so I think that will do it for our routing on our buses, or our track stacking, at least for now. Got all of those up here, and these isolated tracks down here, I'm going to go back in and really take a closer listen to them, and probably organize them further and see if some of them I want to even do away with. But let me just show you that mixer window. Do you remember what that looked like before? It was all crazy and confusing and everything. Well, now I've got everything on the left here really organized. If I wanted to just focus on looking at my electric guitars, I can click on the little arrow, and there we have it. Now I've got my electric guitars. I can solo them. I can listen to just them. If I wanted to add the acoustic in there, if I wanted to add bass, I can expand the window. There's a lot I can do here. Okay, now just for kicks, I want to show you guys, I'm gonna expand everything, okay? And show you again how completely overwhelming and confusing this can be. When you bring something in over from GarageBand, well, iOS or Mac OS, either way, you bring it into Logic, and there's going to be some things that are kind of confusing at first. GarageBand, it actually does some busing, on its own. It's kind of hidden, and you don't really have access to changing the routing of that busing, but it does some things automatically. For example, if you are going with a preset from GarageBand, and I'm just going to pick on this acoustic guitar part because I can tell that it has some kind of active bus right here. I'll go ahead and solo a couple measures of it here. Let's just do this and see what this sounds like. Okay. So just in that little bit, I can hear that there's some kind of reverb or something going on in that track. Okay. Now, obviously, there's all these plugins that are enabled, but this right here what this is doing, what a bus is actually doing, all right, I can take all of these plugins and turn them off, okay, including this bus here. So I'm going to turn that off. I'm still hearing reverb. So this bus right here has got to be some kind of reverb, all right? And I'll explain more about how this works in my second video where we'll take a closer look at organizing sends and creating auxiliary tracks and things like that. But automatically here, when I import, some things are going to automatically be sending over into a bus, okay? And it's probably going to be some kind of a reverb or effect, okay? So where can I find that? Well, I can find that right here. You can see that there's reverb and echo that are listed here, okay? And these are from the master channel from GarageBand. All right, so if I wanted to disable that, I could do that a couple of different ways. I can just turn this bus off, and now we're going to hear the raw acoustic track. Okay, so there's no reverb going now, okay? Or, let me go ahead and turn that back on for a second. Or what I can do is I can turn off the bus, all right? So here I'm going to put that back on again. And then over here, I'm just going to turn off my my reverb and my echo, or you can mute them either way. And then when you play it, you will not hear it. Okay, so this gives you kind of an idea how the basic routing goes in terms of busing and sends, and we'll dive a little bit more into it. But the coolest thing that I wanted to show you is this. So we created these track stacks, right? What exactly does a track stack give us besides it being an organizational tool? Well, basically what it has given us, and I'm going to go ahead and minimize all of these except for the first one that we created. It actually shows us how to bus. Okay, and here's the big reveal. All right, so again, busing is just routing. You're sending the signal, whether it be an audio signal or a MIDI signal or something like that, and you are sending it somewhere. Okay, so where are my electric guitars going? Here are the tracks. Okay, here are my 2 electric guitar tracks. All right, so where exactly are they going? Okay, well, here's my input. All right, this is what I use to record them. Okay, in 1, 2, in 1, 2. That's my input. Now, where are they being sent to? When I created my track stack, it's sending them to bus 65. Well, where in the world is bus 65? I thought these were the only 2 buses over here. It's not. It has created bus 65 right over here. So my little folder that I've created, that is bus 65. So what I can do, I can solo this. Okay, so here's my electric guitars. And just for fun, I'm going to turn off all the processing on this, everything. It's going to be off completely. Okay, so there's nothing going on here now. Check this out. All right, now what I can do is I can add to this bus. These are both of my tracks now. I can add any kind of plugin that I want and process both of them together. Okay, so for example, I'm just going to put a simple plugin here. This is one of my favorite plugins. It's just the gain plugin. Okay, it's very simple. I'm going to play it, turn down the gain. And that is applying that plugin to both of those tracks now. Okay, another thing that I can do is, I can add some EQ if I wanted to. Okay, so here's my EQ. I'm going to go ahead and play that. And I'll tell you right now, guys, just in looking at that and listening to that, there's so much about this that I'm looking forward to remixing and changing, because I definitely am going to want to put filter out some of this low end here. That's better. So again, this is not a mixing video. That'll be saved for some other time. But this just shows you how to create some basic track stacks to improve your workflow. Get organized. Make sure that you label things the way that you want to label them. I'm still going to go. I'm going to go back in and probably readjust some of these things and relabel things and tweak things further. But this gives you an idea on how to get around in Logic a little bit and stay organized and create a workflow that's going to work for you. So experiment, have fun. I'll be sending you another tutorial soon that will go a bit further into this, where we'll be talking a little bit more about sends and auxiliary tracks and more fun with workflow routing. So hopefully you found this video helpful in some way. And again, if I can help you guys learn a little bit through my mistakes and my trial and error, you guys will be on your way to producing some great music. So happy music making, and I will talk with you soon. Thanks, guys. Take care.